I'll be sewing this bag for my sister. My sister is basically my best friend, and I love to sew, so having someone to sew for is kind of a bonus. She needs a new bag, so this is what I chose. The large size bag is just too big. It's 16.5 by 13.5. She's kind of a small, petite person and doesn't like a big, bulky bag. So I thought, well, that's just too big. The small bag is 12 by 8.5, and it's that 8.5 that's just a little bit too small. The medium-sized bag, however, at 14 by 10.5 is absolutely perfect. So this medium-sized bag right here is the one that I have chosen. And I've already started cutting out our fabric. The main body was basically inspired by this fabric. I found the fabric before I found the pattern. It is ideal for my sister, having a love of animals and being a retired master gardener. We kind of have a little bit of everything going on. I did fussy cut both the front and the back, so she'll have a different view of the pattern, the fabric pattern, on both front and the back. And we'll talk about all the rest of the interior of that in a later video. I'm just talking about fabrics today. So for a couple of these pieces, I have cut out the daisy and butterfly. It's just basically I guess I would call it a traditional quilter's cotton. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, and it's just kind of a pretty little print. This piece of fabric right here is a bit heavier. It's almost what I would call a twill. Let's turn that around. It has the little daisies, the little dots. My sister loves this shade of green and has always been a fan of white. She's not crazy about blue, but this has just enough green mixed in and purple. It doesn't show up on the video. I realize that this looks like just either a black or a really dark blue, but in daylight it is a purple. I've checked it a couple times, and I think as I'm making the bag and displaying those videos, we'll be able to see that color just a little bit better. I have my lights dimmed in my sewing room right now for the video because shadows are just horrible. And then I have this piece. I chose it because it has the browns and some of the goldy brown and the teal, which she also loves. And the bag is basically a very eclectic collection of prints. As you can see, each one of those bags is just sort of an interesting conglomeration of color and design, and I'm kind of going for what I think my sister will enjoy and find humorous, make her smile. And then I found this lovely, it's a very soft, I'm going to call it batiste. I know it's really not a batiste, but that's the hand it has. And it has a gold thread. I'm trying to show that. It just kind of looks brown. I can occasionally get it to spark. But again, at a later time, in a later video, with better lighting, of course, that will become more obvious. The fabric I'm going to use as a lining, possibly inside of a pocket. I haven't quite decided yet. It's a faux suede. I've used this a couple of times, and I found it at a fabric, or excuse me, at a thrift store. The thrift stores are a wealth of great fabrics. I recommend them. I really do. So anyway, I like the way that feels. It's a little sturdy piece that I can use either behind a pocket, behind a zipper, as a lining. We'll figure it out as we go. And then this is just a piece of brown broadcloth that will be incorporated either under a strap, and again, I don't know. As you can see, this pattern does require many different print designs should you choose to go with the way it was originally designed. You honestly could make the bag out of one solid color or just one print over and over again. There's no law that says you have to use different fabrics. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to get started on this little bag, and when I run across something that I feel might be fiddly that you would like to know about, I will post a video. And if I run across snags in the process of making this, I will post a video. If you have any questions about this particular pattern, if you need help with it, if you've got suggestions, if you've made it before, just drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you.